right, shalom, shalom,
Shalom, shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites back again to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom, to specify that war in heaven that is yet to take place, and to help to initiate or engage the elect for the coming salvation.
Right.
Coming destruction, coming salvation.
Yep.
Prepare for the return of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, because it's important. It's imperative that the people understand the correct doctrine, okay, not the incorrect doctrine. So I wanted to go into was Satan kicked out of heaven or cast out of heaven, which goes right in line with the war in heaven.
Right.
Short answer, like we're discussing, no and not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but we gotta specify. Okay, who
represents the no and who represents the not yet.
Right.
And so hey, with that as the what do you call it, synopsis, or the is that with the the prologue? As always, we want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. Hey, double honors to the apostles, the elders, the leadership, the bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the house of David.
That's right.
To the 144,000, to the men on the highways and the byways, bringing forth this truth, at their peril, at their, Hey, because we know that at any time this devil can come down with great wrath, and try to shut this ministry down.
Right. We're in those times.
We're in those times.
I was saying something earlier. They're speaking about basically a 18-month blackout. I don't know if you saw that.
No, not yet.
Basically that the system is so archaic, ancient, that a 12-year-old could go in there and basically shut this place down. So hey, we're in those times. Anytime they're going to shut off the lights, so to speak, and then here comes Jacob's trouble, man.
Because when you look at it, what are they doing right now? They're not building, they're not repairing the infrastructure, they're not building new infrastructure. They're building up these data centers and everything else for the elite, for the Epstein class. They're not doing anything for the people. The grid is down, the water systems are down, the water table is down, the food production is down, the livestock is down, the poultry. All of these things have been drastically reduced, and we've been watching and reporting them being reduced over the course of several years now. So now all of that is culminating into what we're seeing happening, right now.
Yeah, shit's about to hit the fan.
Showing up.
But again, the correct doctrine's got to be brought forth, man. The lies of because they like to say Satan and his angels rebelled against the Lord. 1/3, of heaven.
Right.
Satan was the leader of the music program or in heaven. A bunch of nonsense, man.
No, say it correctly.
Yeah.
A bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how many people have that unrational doctrine stirring around in their mind? But you can't find that nowhere in the scriptures. Nowhere does it tell you he was in charge of the choir. You know what I mean?
And they came down and popped the women, and all of a sudden there was 400-foot giants.
Nephilim.
Ridiculous, man.
And this is why you have these Christians whose minds, like, they can be Nobel laureate, doctorate degrees, mathematicians, but then when it comes to Christianity, all of that goes right out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they lose all sense of rational thought.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know?
So we'll get into it. Like I said, the answer is no, and not yet. The spiritual demon Satan. Really, the Bible never even describes the spiritual demon Satan, but yet they put him in red with the long tail, horns, and a big ass pitchfork.
In charge of hell.
In charge of hell, man.
Right.
And there is no place where you go and burn, for eternity, man.
Right, right.
Just not true.
And what do we know? Satan is his rulership is where? On the earth.
On the earth, man.
You know what I mean? The scripture doesn't say he rules in hell. It says he's the ruler of this world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The earth has, and the earth was given it. Well, yeah. Anyway,
since you said that,
you want me to?
Was that? Is that first? No, is that Second Corinthians or First Corinthians, the 4th chapter? We can start there, just to kind of. Let me see. Yeah, we'll start there, just to give you a picture of who the spiritual demon Satan is. Okay, he's not who you think he is. People think, again, he's somewhere underground in the midst of fire that's gonna burn for eternity, and he's waiting for souls. No, man. Did you find it?
Yeah. If our gospel.
Yep. Start there, brother.
This is 2 Corinthians 4, beginning at verse 3, and it reads, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the power of this world."
Mm-hmm. It says the God with the little G, the God of this world. He was given this world, not some underground, place where again there's fire everywhere and it's gonna burn for eternity. No, man, it's just not true. He's the power or so-called God of this world.
Mm-hmm. Hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. And it says, lest the light of the gospel, of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine upon them.
Right, because Yahweh Shai, he is that light, man. He is the truth. He said, I am the truth, I am the light. And the thing is that through this current system that we're under, the lies, the deceit, okay, they have people believing that, okay, Satan is some demon that's under the ground, okay, again amongst fire that burns forever, and he's waiting for souls. No, he's the God of this world, man. He's in control of this current place. See, and he has his children, the Edomites, okay, bringing forth this deception, okay, these lies, man, and the thing is that so many of our people, they've been blinded. Really, they've been blinded by the Lord. See, the Lord uses Satan, right? Mm-hmm. Satan is under the control of the Lord. That's why we're going to start in Job. But, we brought this out first just to show you that, no, there's no place under the earth where, again, there's fire and brimstone and, all kinds of demons, running around, man. It's just not true. Is it good?
No, it's Salakia. I might just go. No, it only gave me 8 minutes. I was looking as soon as I hit the start. It was like 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
Well, I'll just send you that one.
Okay, brother. Yeah, that's why I was. That's why I was sitting there watching it, and I want to get the Strong's Blue Letter for Lest.
Okay.
It's let's see.
Strong's G 3361.
May. No, not lest. And it's let's see if it gives me more on that. Let's see. See if we go in
the root word.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the root word here.
Strong's G 3756. Ooh.
No, not indirect questions, expecting an affirmative answer. So essentially, it's lest, lest you receive this message, lest you get this gospel, otherwise you will get this message, so you've been blinded so that you can't receive this message.
Yeah.
And that, that goes back to King David. It goes back to, who else is it? That the table be a snare.
Oh, we can grab it. Romans, I'll grab it for you, bro. I'll grab it. Romans 11. We'll just grab it real quick.
And it's just to bring clarification, because a lot of Christians, they think that, this thing is just opened and everybody is going to receive it. But essentially, the majority of the world, 2/3 of Israel's eyes have been, closed, so they can't see it. And ears have been shut, so they can't receive such a simplistic message. This message is simplistic. And it's just so clear when you're meant to receive it.
Right. And it's really not for the other nations. It's not for them.
No.
Not the true truth. Now, they might get some glimpses of truth.
Right.
But it's not, the whole truth is not for the other nations. It's not for them.
It's for those amongst those other nations that are meant to hear it and have their pure mind stirred up by way of remembrance.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, you just know this pertains to me.
Yeah. Well, it says because you once knew this.
Right.
And we did.
Come on.
We knew all these things. But let me grab this. Romans 11, verse 7. It says, what then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah. The election, the elect. Those that were chosen from before the foundation. They were the ones meant to receive it, not anybody else, not the whole world, not even the whole world of Israel.
No.
Although all of Israel will be saved, but not on this side. On this side, it's just an election of the house of Israel, all 12 tribes.
Yeah, that's why the previous chapter says they have a zeal, for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. You see? They like going into these so-called churches, and they get all emotional, tears, and because they're worshiping so-called white man Jesus. But that's not the truth, man. See, they have not obtained the 100% truth, really, because they've been blinded, by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, and he's using Satan to do it. See, and the spiritual demon Satan uses his children, the Edomites, to bring forth the deceit, that's going throughout the four corners of the earth. It says, but according as it is written, the Most High, has given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, see, unto this day. Basically, King David, as I keep reading, he put a curse on the 2/3, man. It says, and David saith, let their table be made a snare, and the table going into what? The scriptures. It says, and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. It says, let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. So that's that veil, man. That's over, that covering that's over the eyes, of the non-elect, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's why they're locked into what they're locked into right now, and they can't get out of it. You know what I mean? You can tell these so-called black Christians, tell them, present them with all of the facts, and in the end, you just wasted your breath.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to say, you can talk till you blue in the face, and it's not going to change their rationalization, their mindset, it's not going to change anything.
No.
Only thing that's going to change them is judgment.
Right. So that's why, the true truth got to be brought forth, man. So let's get an understanding of who, the spiritual demon Satan really is.
Okay. So this is Job chapter 1. You want me to start at 1?
No, start at 6.
Start at 6?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, now there was a day.
You know what?
Not enough meat.
No. I'll say read it in NLT. No, go ahead and read it in the King James. That's fine.
I can get the NLT.
Can you?
Of course.
Yeah. Read in the NLT. We're gonna read down probably till maybe 12.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Give me un momento, por favor. So this is Joe. Oh, I got the AMP up. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, because again, a majority of these people, they've been blinded so badly, they don't know who the spiritual demon Satan really is, man. And how much the Lord actually controls them. But yeah. Hey, as Job, and when you read in Job the first chapter, Job the second chapter, it explains it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, these people really think that the devil is his own entity, the
Right.
spiritual demon Satan.
Yeah, you seen that,
You know?
that picture where you have the Yahweh Shai arm wrestling? Well, it's Jesus, right? It's not Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Because Yahweh Shai, man, you know, he
Yeah, two different entities.
be over the top.
Nah, yeah, it'd be more of a foot.
Foot in the ass.
You know, but hey,
But you've seen it, right?
there's
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but you know, there's
Yeah.
no dissension between them. They, you know,
Two different-
you know, they both do what they're commanded to do.
Yeah,
You know, and
Yeah.
you know, hey, the devil is under the authority of Yahweh Shai.
right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah, two different vibrations
Yeah.
between Yahweh Shai and who the world
Jeezy,
regularly
right.
calls,
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
yeah. And I loathe that name to
I
even
know.
say it anymore. You know, I say it now, but man, it's crazy because like for the most part, most of these people ain't trying to understand anyway. So to waste my breath and capitulate to them and say that name, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what
no,
I mean?
you're right. I just say it.
No, I
they
get
can
it, and every
understand,
now and
but-
again,
yeah.
I still, you know, if it's necessary,
Yeah.
if I think something will come out of it that will bring them from that name to the correct name, then yeah. But
Right.
for the most part, when I look at most of these people, I'm like, you ain't gonna change anyway. So why would I capitulate and come around? But anyway, that being said, let's get
Yeah.
into it. So this is Job 1:5 or 6. Like it's 6.
Yep.
And it starts in the NLT. It says Job's first test.
Mm-hmm.
It says one day the members of the heavenly court came to present themselves before Yahweh.
Right. And who's what does that represent? The heavenly court. That's the angels.
Mm-hmm.
It says the sons of God. Okay, which in this context, it's the angels, man, the host of heaven.
And yeah, can you get that one? Say who will persuade?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have it.
Yeah, because as soon as I'm reading this,
yeah.
I'm thinking that hey, that heavenly
We'll get
court.
it. We'll-
it's not the first time it's been convened.
Yeah, we'll get
You know
that.
what I mean?
First Kings, the 22nd. We'll get it.
Con.
We'll get it.
All right. It says, and the accuser Satan came with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
it says,
Well, let's explain that. This is the accuser. Satan came with him. Why was he there? Because he's a son of God.
yeah,
He's an angel.
right,
Okay, why else would he be there?
right, yeah, because it's it says
See, he came with them, so he was
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
them. He didn't come in a separate, chariot or you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
with
they
them.
were called to come and present themselves.
Yeah.
And well, he had to come and present himself. And this is after, well, the so-called, but anyway, yeah, because that's so funny, man. It's like when you read and then you keep reading and you're like, well, if I get in an argument with this brother, you know what I mean, and then he calls all of the brothers together, and me and him are in a heated dispute. I'm showing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You start a fight, you drag half of the people, a third, which it doesn't make sense. Your thought process. It says the accuser came with them. Verse 7. Where have you been? Where have you come from? Yahweh asked Satan. Satan answered Yahweh, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on.
Right. You see, it says walking to and fro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically Jacob's ladder. It explains Jacob's ladder. He says, I even Yahweh Shai said, I've seen the angels ascending and descending, man.
Yeah.
This is where the angels, they move to and fro from the heavenly realm to the earthly realm, and they work on the minds of the people, blinding them, or opening up minds, man. This is what they do.
Come. It says, continues on in verse 8. Then Yahweh asked Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears the Most High and stays away from evil.
Right. Right. So yeah, so spiritual demon Satan, he just said, I'm just doing whatever, I'm just doing what I always do.
Doing what you commanded me to do, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the Lord asked him, well, do you know my servant Job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Satan, of course, he knows him because he's an angel.
Yeah.
He sees it. He said, I just patrolling around the earth, seeing everything that's going on. So he knows. Of course, he knows. Just like the other angels know.
And verse 9 lets you know. It says, Satan replies to Yahweh, yes.
Yeah.
But Job has good reason to fear you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he knows him.
Yeah. But we had to say Job has good reason to fear the Lord. Yeah.
So, I mean, and this takes place after your so-called, what you believe is the so-called war in heaven. Or should I say how Christians perceive and manipulate the word to make that same to apply. That the war in heaven is taking place, but now down the road, 100 million, billion, trillion years later, here's Job. And I'm being sarcastic because, Christians also, teach that ignorant ass, millions of years philosophy.
Yeah, right. You said this place takes place after the war in heaven?
Yeah. No, according to Christianity.
Oh, according to Christianity. Okay.
According to
not.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Yeah.
No. I'm saying, according to the Christian philosophy,
in their ignorance,
they think that the war in heaven is taking place because if I'm not mistaken, that war in heaven is already declared earlier.
Well, yeah, I mean it's but it's a future prophecy though.
Right. But they perceive it to be, something that already happened, and so they don't look at this as a future. They look at it like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They supposedly Satan got cast out of heaven.
Right.
But now he's back up there with the Lord again. It doesn't make sense.
That's when Christians look at this, they perceive that war has already taken place.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the angels came down and they created, you know what I mean? And they got together with the women of it. So their rationale for it is that it's already taken place.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that rationale is kicked in the ass when you go down to Job and you see, well, how did somebody who's in a fight with somebody started a war?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now they're just,
Now you're back.
Hello? Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I'm coming. I'll be there. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's I reckon, that war hasn't, well, we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just their justification for their rationale, it doesn't hold water.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. This is
a couple more verses.
Okay. Yep. Verse 10. It says, "You have always put a wall of protection around him and his home and his property. You have made him prosper in everything he does. Look how rich he is."
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 11, "But reach out and take away everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face."
Right. So Satan's telling the Lord, Yahweh, well, you protect him, you made him rich. Well, of course he fears you. He says, but if you take his stuff from him, that now Job's going to turn around, he's going to curse out the Lord. Well, he's going to curse the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that Job, he keeps his integrity. Well, we're going to get into a little bit, and we're not going to read the whole thing, but we're just trying to show you that Satan, he's the Lord's devil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey.
He's not on his own will. He's not on his own accord, man.
No. Hey, and that's recognized here by what he says. Reach out. So he's telling the Lord, you reach out and do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what does he say? Hey, I create,
evil and good.
Evil and good.
I'll get that for you. Real quick.
I the Lord do all it.
Yep.
If there's in the city, I the Lord have done it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I'll get both of those real quick, brother. Might as well.
So Yeah, he may move and do these things through the spiritual demon Satan, but it's him that's doing it.
Right. I got it right here. It says Isaiah 45:6. It says that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me.
Right.
I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and there is none else.
None else.
I form the light and create darkness.
Yeah.
I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, do all these things.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, hey, the Lord does it. You know, and Satan knows that. That's why he said, but reach out and take away everything he has.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I'll get the other one. Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? And the people not be afraid. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai have not done it?
Yeah.
Of course he did it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Of course he did it. Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and the Lord, you know, he brings evil upon Job, man. Even though he's using the spiritual demon Satan to do it.
Right. Right. You know? Yeah. I mean, and essentially, hey, the devil is one of the sons of the Most High. You know? And he's not in rebellion. You know?
No. Because, well, you read the next verse.
Come.
The Lord's giving him permission.
Yeah, verse 12. It reads, all right, you may test him, Yahweh said unto Satan. Do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but don't harm him physically. So Satan left Yahweh's presence.
Yeah. Yeah. So he gave him permission to take his stuff, but he said don't harm him.
He didn't give him carte blanche. You know what I mean? He has limits. He put a limiter on him. You know what I mean? You can do all of this up until this point.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yep. And as you read on, we're not going to. You know, you can read it on your own. But you know, the Lord, you know, has Satan take his substance.
Yeah.
His kids.
Yeah.
You know, basically
all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, he put Job through hell, man.
Yeah.
He put him in a very position of evils, man. Matter of fact, if you can, brother, jump back down. Let me see. Yep, jump in that same chapter. Jump to verse 20, and then we'll finish off the chapter.
All right. Job 1 and 20. It says, Job stood up and tore his robe in grief. Then he shaved his head and fell to the ground to worship. He said, I came naked from my mother's womb, and I will be naked when I leave. Yahweh gave me what I had, and Yahweh has taken it away. Praise the name of the Lord.
Right, so that anytime that Job mentioned Satan at all?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Even though it was Satan that went to go do it.
Yeah. You know, hey, and that's just what you just read. He said, Yahweh gave me what I had, and Yahweh has taken it away. He didn't say Yahweh gave it to me and Satan took it away. You know what I mean? He said Yahweh gave it and Yahweh took it away.
Right.
You know? It says, praise Yahweh. In all of this, Job did not sin by blaming the Most High.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Job did not blame Satan. Blame the Most High. And it said Job did not sin. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord didn't say, oh no, Job, what are you talking about? You know, the devil did it. You know, because that's what people like to say, right? Oh, the devil made me do it. Yeah, but who sent him to do it?
Yeah. You know, and what did he touch? That lust that was already in your heart. You know what I mean? He just tapped into that lust that you were already dealing with.
But in Job's case, he said he stayed away from evil.
Yeah.
Because it was all a test. Now, if you can, brother, go to the second chapter, and we'll read a little bit in there.
Beginning?
Yeah. Start at 1, and we'll read through 10, and that should be good.
Same NLT?
Yeah, same NLT.
Job 2, beginning at verse 1, Job's second test. Verse 1, the day the members of the heavenly court came again to present themselves before Yahweh, and the accuser, Satan, came with them.
Right, so the angels, they came to present themselves in front of the Lord, and who was with them? Hey, Satan, man, the brother, okay?
Reporting for duty.
The head angel on the left-hand side. We're going to get into the brother, wanted to get, well, he talked about the, on the left side and the right side. We're going to get that next, but let's keep going here.
It says, Satan answered Yahweh, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on. Then Yahweh asked...
Oh, I'll start at 2 again, brother. I don't think you read the first part of it. Where have you come from?
Yeah. You
read that?
I'll read it again.
Okay.
Verse 2. It says, came with them. Verse 2, where have you come from? The Lord, Yahweh, asked Satan. Satan answered Yahweh, I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on.
So he said the same thing he told him in the previous chapter. I'm just watching everything. Got my eyes on everything, man. Going to and fro. On Jacob's ladder. The angels ascending, descending, man. That's what they do.
It says basically watching over what you gave me. You know what I mean? And we know this from when he was talking to Yahweh Shai. He said, all of this is mine, and I can give it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It says, then, verse 3, then Yahweh asked Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears the Most High and stays away from evil. And he has maintained his integrity, even though you urged me to harm him without cause.
Right, because it was really nothing that Job did that was wicked. Although we are wicked in the flesh, but Job didn't really do anything to deserve, what was brought upon him, man. But it was all a test. They said, even though you did this to him, even though it's from the Lord.
Hey, but check out how he put it. Because again, what do Christians think? That the devil does it.
Right.
But listen to how it's worded. And he maintained his integrity, even though you urged me to harm him without cause. You know what I mean? Again, the Most High does it. You know what I mean? He's the one that does it.
Yeah.
It didn't say the devil did it. It said you urged me to do it. Says Satan replied, verse 4, Satan replied to Yahweh, skin for skin. A man will give up everything he has to save his life. But reach out and take away his health, and he will surely curse you to your face.
Right. I keep going. You don't really...
So verse 6, all right. Do with him as you please. Yahweh said to Satan, but spare his life.
Again, the Lord's giving him permission. Satan just said, I'm going to do it, and I don't care if you don't want me to do it. I'm still going to do it. No, he said, go ahead. Just don't take his life. You can harm him. You can put more hell upon his health, but you can't kill him.
Man, it says, so Satan left Yahweh's presence, and he struck Job with terrible boils from head to foot. Job scraped his skin with a piece of broken pottery as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, are you still trying to maintain your integrity?
Right.
Curse God and die.
Yeah.
Man, evil bit.
Yeah.
It says, but Job replied, you talk like a foolish woman.
Right, and she was being foolish, man. Because Job knew exactly what was going on. Okay, he knew who was doing that to him. Okay, even though it was horrible. Hey, you lose your substance, lose all your the things that you had, possessions, and then you lose your children, and that's fucking horrible. And even though through all this, Job still kept his integrity. You see, and the thing is that woman came upon him. Hey, Satan got into her, man. Started talking her shit. But again, Job said, hey, you speak like one of the foolish women speak. Because she was wrong. because she didn't really know. She didn't have the understanding, but Job does. Job did.
It says, "You talk like a foolish woman. Should we accept only good things from the hand of the Most High?"
You see? What did he say? Did he say from the hands of Satan?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
From the hands of the Most
From
High.
the hands of the Most High. Yeah, and in both examples here, should we accept only good things from the hand of the Most High and never anything bad? So he expects whatever the Most High decides that he's going to, impart upon you for that period.
Hey, there's a balance, man. The Lord is about balance. It says, what does it say in Proverbs the 11th chapter? Let me get it real quick, just to prove that. Proverbs 11 and 1. It says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, but a just weight is his delight." So you gotta have good and bad. Okay, you gotta have up and down. You see, hot and cold. The Lord's about balance. You see that's how the Lord works, man.
Good and evil.
Yeah. Good and evil set against one another.
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says, "So in all this, Job said nothing wrong."
You see? So even though the spiritual demon Satan, he did it, but yet Job knew exactly what was going on. Okay, he knew that it was the Lord doing it to him. You see? And he made it clear. And with all this that he said, the Lord said, "Hey, Job's not going off by saying I did it, because I did do it." Now let's get that in. Actually, you know what? Let's go real quick, brother. Go to Revelation 19:6, and I'm gonna get this just to bring out more edification on how the Lord's in control, and then we'll get that word for omnipotent as well.
Okay.
But let me get this one first. Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and verse 2. It says, "The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but He." Right? Didn't he say that in Isaiah?
Yeah.
There is no one else beside me. It says, "Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand." A lot of people say the world, he has the world in his hands.
He has the whole world.
Has the whole world. But they don't truly understand what that really means, man.
Gravity of that.
Yeah. The magnitude of that. Yeah, the Lord's in control, man, of all things. Again, it says, "Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will." Even the spiritual demon Satan, the devil. It says, "For he is the king of all, by his power dividing the holy things among them from profane." You see, so everything that is going on right now on the earth, okay, there's a separation, okay, between those that are holy, the separate, and those that are profane, outside the temple. You see? So everything that goes on, the Lord's doing it through His works, and there's no demon or spiritual demon Satan that has control of anything. The spiritual demon Satan, he's under full control of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. You see, and we'll get that if you can, brother. Read that real quick, and then we'll get that word for omnipotent. Yep.
It says Revelation 19:6. You wanted, does it matter?
No, it don't matter.
All right, in the KJV. "And I heard, as it were, the voice of a great multitude, and as the voice of many waters,
Right.
and as the voice of mighty thundering, saying, Alleluia, for Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai power omnipotent reigneth."
Right, now let's get that word for omnipotent.
Strong's G 3841. Pantocrator.
Pantocrator. It says, "He who holds sway over all things."
You see that? He that holds sway over all things. Not some things. Not just the things that he controls, but Satan controls other things. No, it says all things. The Lord's in complete control, man. Even over the spiritual demon Satan. You see? So there's no way that the spiritual demon Satan would even rebel because he's an angel.
Right.
And matter of fact, brother, if you can, real quick, go to if you could read it in the NLT too. What is that? Psalms 103. The point's in 20, but maybe start up either 18 or 19, I believe. Baba Kasha.
You want me to get it in the NLT
Please,
or?
please. Baba Kasha.
All right. Let's see. You want me to come back to that? Psalms. What you said? Psalms 103.
Yeah, Psalms 103. I believe the point's in 20, but maybe get a verse or two above it, I believe.
All right. I'll start in 17.
Yeah, I mean, where everything's good. That goes with it.
We'll start at 17.
Okay.
Yeah, it says, all right, Psalms 103 and 17 NLT, it says, but the love of the Lord remains forever with those who fear him. His salvation extends to the children's children.
Right.
Of those who are faithful to his covenant.
Right. And who did he make his covenant with?
Right.
Israel, man.
Right.
By blood. Okay, going back to what? Exodus, the 24th chapter, man. I have not dealt so with any other nation. It's plain. Keep going, man.
Of those who obey his commandments.
Again, who are the commandments given to?
Yeah.
Psalms 147 and 19.
Yeah. Hey. And that automatically disassociates Christianity with this. Because what do you teach in Christianity? That those are done away with. But the Most High is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He doesn't change. So how is it that all of a sudden, and you took his most precious thing and you manipulated it into something that it's not. Yahweh Shai is the most precious to him. And you basically took that precious gift and you bastardized it into something that fit your thing. You didn't conform to it. You tried to make it conform to you.
Right.
And that's not how it works. And you're going to pay a heavy toll for that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It says, and I'm going to read that again. Of those who are faithful to his covenant, of those who obey his commandments. The Lord has made the heavens his throne. It says, from there, he rules over everything.
Yeah, same. Hey, that's what we've been reading, right? Omnipotent, holds sway over all things. Okay, he governs the world with the palm of his hand. And the Lord's in full control, man. So there's no way an angel, which Satan is an angel, rebelled against the Lord. It's going to tell you.
Yeah. Verse 20. Praise the Lord, you angels.
Yeah, you see?
You mighty ones who carry out his plans.
Hey, and that Job was a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Okay, everything was from the Lord, even though, yeah, the spiritual demon Satan was involved. But who sent him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who put out the hit, man?
Whose plan was it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It says listening for each of his commands.
You see? For listening for each of his commands. Hey, they do the Lord's will. Okay, even who the world even calls the devil, spiritual demon Satan, which we know that we'll get into it. Who the devil, well, you know what I'm saying? Because the spiritual demon Satan, he's using his children, man.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that.
Can I read 21?
Yeah.
It says, yes, praise the Lord, you armies of angels who serve him to do his will.
Man, you can speak on it, brother, if you want to.
So, yeah, and Satan is an angel. And he is eager to do the will of Yahweh.
Yeah.
And Yahweh Shai. Because all rule, judgment, and authority has been given unto Yahweh Shai.
Right. Right. All things were created for him.
Yeah.
And by him.
Come
You
on.
know, for his purpose.
Yeah.
You see? And even in Ecclesiastes, I believe the 39th chapter, we don't got to get it. It says there are spirits created for vengeance that obey the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, they don't sit there and say, no, Lord, I can't do that.
That's so hard.
Yeah, I can't kill that woman. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a baby.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, they said they are pleased to do the Lord's will. Matter of fact.
Swift. You wanted me to get it?
Yeah, you know what I said? Ecclesiastes 39. And let me see. You get it? I'm not exactly sure what verse.
Ecclesiasticus.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus. Or Sirach. Yep. Let me see. I can probably tell you.
Says 28. Yep. Says Ecclesiasticus, and that's in the Apocrypha, 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Right.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Speak on it, bro.
Hey, let me see. I'd like to get that word appease.
I'm gonna get it for you?
Yeah, would you please?
Yeah.
Because essentially, hey, they pour out that wrath until he's satisfied, till he's content with the amount of judgment or punishment that you've received.
Exactly what it means, brother. Listen, to appease means to stop someone from being angry or upset by giving them what they want.
Right. You know?
What they want.
And what he wants is to destroy Babylon and this whole global system.
Yes, will.
You know what I mean? And that's what he's gonna make that happen. You know? And then he's gonna bring on a righteous world through his men, through Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and his men, the Israelites. That 144,000, that governing body, he's going to bring about a world that he wants.
That's right.
You know, according to his will.
Come on, bro. And just jump down. We can just down. Well, I mean, you can read 29, 30, but really 31's the point. But
You want me to get it all?
just jump down to 31.
You sure?
Well, I just read it, bro. Just read it.
I'll read quick. Verse 29, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Right, and it says spirits, right? And we're going to go into how that spirit, well, when it talks about the left hand and right hand, a spirit came up and said, I'll do it. But we'll get it. We'll get it.
It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment.
See that? They're gonna be happy about it. They're not gonna go against the Lord. Keep going.
Man. It says, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Yeah, go into it, bro.
Hey, so all of these things are already been prepared.
Yeah.
You know, it says, 4 angels that are prepared for a year, a month, and a day.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing.
Yep.
All of these things are already here and ready to do the will, to appease that wrath that's been built up. You know what I mean? They're already ready. You're these ICBMs. They've been ready. They're gathering more. All of these nations are getting rid of their farming money to invest in these weapons.
Yeah.
Because the Most High has a plan for them, and that's to cast them all down on Babylon in the land of Israel. You know.
And I'll get that for you real quick, brother. Since you quoted it, Revelation 9 verse 15. and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men.
Right. You know, so they've been prepared they're ready to make this thing happen. It says to slay.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. The third part of men going into the well, you got the sons of God.
Right.
The sons of men. The sons of men and the sons of the wicked.
Yeah.
Sons of men. Well, really, this is speaking about Esau. You know, because I mean, you got the third part of, because when you go into the nations, which includes Esau, they're of the non-elect, man.
Yeah.
You see, so that's what that destruction is for. But 2/3 of our own people are going to get caught up in that, man.
Yeah. And only Esau, out of all of the nations, is identified as the wicked.
Yeah.
The border of wickedness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Who the Lord had indignation forever.
Right.
Yep.
You know?
A righteous anger, man.
And why? Because you kept a perpetual hatred for your brother. You know?
Right. A righteous anger, right? Didn't we just read that they appeased the anger
yep.
of him?
The wrath of him that made them, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what these spirits, you know, have been created for, man. You know, and the same thing goes with the spirits of demon Satan. You know? But let me see. Where are we at?
Ecclesiasticus.
Yeah, we're done with that. Let's go to 1 Kings now. 1 Kings 22, and I'll let you speak up. Brother.
Any particular you
I'll
want
get it.
NLT or?
I'll get it.
I mean, I can get it. I'm just wondering if you want it.
I'm already there.
Okay.
Yeah. I was holding it. And this is 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 13. It says, meanwhile, the messenger who went to get Micaiah said to him, look at the prophets. It says, look, all the prophets are promising victory. It says, for the king. It says, be sure that you agree with them and promise success. Because you had Ahab, right? He went to Jehoshaphat and he said, hey, are you with me? Because they were basically having war with Aram, right? And then Jehoshaphat said, yeah, you know, my army is your army. He goes, but is there any prophets here to make sure, right? And then, well, it's going to go on to tell you that the prophets, they were all giving Ahab a good
green light.
A green light. There you go. But it was already set up in the spirit. Well, let me keep reading. It says, but Micaiah replied, as surely as the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai lives, I will say only what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai tells me to say. Then Micaiah arrived before the king. Ahab asked him, Micaiah, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should we hold back? Micaiah replied sarcastically. It says, yes, go up and be victorious, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will give the king victory. It says, but the king replied sharply, how many times must I demand that you speak only the truth to me when you speak for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? It says, then Micaiah told him, in a vision, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like a sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, their master has been killed. Send them home in peace. And whenever you want to jump in, brother.
Man, hey, so, you know, hey, he knew that first message he received, it wasn't correct.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He says it sarcastically. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
and all of the false prophets were what? They were telling him, hey, you know, hey, you winning, all you do is win, no matter what. You know, they were all in his ear to, you know what I mean, to glorify him and big up him and make him feel invincible.
Right.
You know? And you know, basically, hey, you know, the prophet of the Lord came and you know, hey, he first came at him sideways, but then, you know what I mean? Hey, he was like, dude, it's not looking good. You know?
Yep. I keep reading verse 18. It says, didn't I tell you? The king of Israel exclaimed to Jehoshaphat. It says, he never prophesies anything but trouble for me.
Right. So when he heard something different, he was like, nah, that ain't, something ain't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, he probably said, no, yeah, man, go ahead. Yeah.
I get it.
You got it.
You the man, you know. Carry your stupid ass on over there.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, the prophets was always, you know, he wasn't disrespectful to the king.
No.
You know, because, hey, But still,
Yeah.
basically, hey, he told him what he wanted to hear, and then he told him what he didn't want to hear.
Yeah. It says, then Micaiah continued, listen to what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him, on his right hand and on his left. You speak on
that the righteous and are the good and the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good and evil. Those angels that were in charge of the righteous side, the right hand, you know what I mean? That's Yahweh Shai, and those that are meant to do good, those that open the eyes, those that bring the food, those that carry you away from danger, those that do the things necessary for you to, you know what I mean? Hey, receive salvation, those that watch over you, and the left hand,
Right.
those that deceive you into, going to your fall, going to your downfall,
Yeah, you got to imagine, you got to envision it. Yahweh in the middle. You got his right hand, you got his left hand.
Yeah.
On the right hand is what? The righteous.
A heavenly court.
Yeah.
And as I was saying that last week, I was like, we've been so long removed from kinghood and the understanding how a court works, man.
Mindset.
Our people no longer can perceive how a royal court works, how you present yourself, how you move, how the court the king always has men there that, hey, this is the advice of one, this is the advice of the other, and basically, hey, inevitably it's the king's decision in the end, no matter what. But essentially what we were seeing was what he was saying, Salakia,
Yeah.
was a glimpse of, hey, how the heavenly court works. And the Most High was, hey, what he wanted to have happen. He wanted him to be brought back to the spirit world.
Right.
So how was he going to make that happen? This is what I want to happen. Who's going to make that happen for me?
Right. Right. Again, you got to envision it, man. Yahweh in
Yeah.
the middle, the left hand and the right hand. The right hand are the righteous angels, Yahweh Shai, and then Michael, and however the order goes. On the left hand you have the spiritual demon Satan, and then the rest of the
back again,
wicked angels.
Because there's nothing to say he wasn't there. This is an important matter. He is in charge of the left hand side.
Yep.
He is the son of the Most High.
Yeah.
He would be in that court naturally.
Right. Yeah, he presented himself just like he did in Job.
Right.
No difference. Let me keep reading. It says, verse 20, it says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, who can entice Ahab to go into the battle against Ramoth Gilead so he can be killed? There were many suggestions. And finally, a spirit approached the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and said, I can do it. And says, how will you do this? The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai asked. The spirit replied, I will go out and inspire all of Ahab's prophets to speak lies. Wasn't that what was going on?
That's what they were doing.
That's what they were doing. It says, you will succeed, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, again, giving him permission. Go ahead and do it. And it says,
make that happen.
Yeah. It says, so you see, but then listen. He said, go ahead and do it, right? But listen. So you see, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has put a lying spirit in all the mouths of all your prophets. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has pronounced your doom. You see? So even though, and then when you go into, because I was Googling this earlier, it says, because I said, well, because there's in certain Bibles, there's footnotes that spirit that came forth was actually the spiritual demon Satan. And it's written, it says, yes, there are, and you can look it up yourself. Yes, there are several study Bibles and older commentaries, Salakia, editions that explicitly suggest this spirit was Satan in their footnotes.
Wow.
It says, while modern broad translation Bibles like a standard, it says Pew Bible, usually keep footnotes strictly to translation notes. It says like Hebrew, the Spirit. Study Bibles focused on theology historical commentary or Reformed doctrine frequently names Satan in the notes for 1 Kings 22 and 21 through 22. So basically, when you go into Matthew Henry's commentary, John Gill's, Thomas Cook's, or Coke's, they say that was the spiritual demon Satan. The same way that he presented himself in Job is the same way he presented himself in that heavenly court, man.
And you have to consider, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Because once again, the court was called.
Yeah.
Court, a conveyance of the court was summoned. When the Most High summons, you report.
Right.
You don't tell him I'm busy. I'll catch up later. Negative. You get your butt in order and get to moving. As the sons of the Most High on left and right side, hey, all parties involved must be there.
Right.
There's no, hey, I'll be there later.
No.
Tell him to call me. I'll tell him what I'm. No. You know what I mean?
Right. Even in a carnal sense, like
Yeah.
the mobs, right? They have their
Yeah.
their things. Even at work, you got your meetings. Everybody got to be there, man.
Yeah.
You can't just, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be there.
Hey, even on a king's on an earthly king, act like the king gave an order to summon his men and and act like you ain't gonna show up. You gonna have men out hunting you to bring your head back to the king. You know what I mean? You gonna show up. You might not have your body with you when you get there, but you gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only fitting. The Most High called a conveyance of the court. So I mean, it's only fitting that he would be there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you paid attention, hey, that dude got the truth along with his lies.
Yeah.
He was just made to believe the lies, but he was told the truth. That's why he was mad.
Because basically that was speaking about, well, like I said, the spiritual demon Satan, he's in total order, man. You see?
Yeah.
The Lord's in full control. And like I said, when it comes to these anti-Christians or even certain Israelites, they like to bring forth, the lie of there's a hell and there's the demon Satan in there, and he does what he wants and he's against the Lord. No, he works for the Lord, man. He's an employee of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, man. And again, we just went through examples, okay, how that's very true. Yeah. That's the true truth.
Hey,
you see?
And he gets his Employee of the Month badge on the left-hand side every month.
Every month.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been a great employee for what I want you to do. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the bad work.
Now let's go to Ezekiel 28. Salakia.
Yeah.
And allergies, brother.
My sister used to have them bad. Ezekiel 28.
Yeah, let's start at verse 13, because they'll like to use this as the, trying to say, that the spiritual demon Satan was the head of the music choir and he had all kinds of jewelry all over him. You know what I'm saying? But this is really speaking about Cain in the garden, man. This is what it's going into. You see the same spirit that was in the serpent, Nakash, that warlock, okay, that basically deceived Eve.
Yeah.
And it's the same spirit that's in Cain, same spirit that's in the Edomites, the so-called white man today. And as we read, it's going to make it clear. Go ahead, bro.
What do you want me to do?
13.
13?
Yep.
All right, come on. Ezekiel 28 and 13. It says, "Thou hast been in Eden,
yeah.
the garden of the Most High. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created."
Right, and this is, again, it's speaking about Cain. Okay, he had the precious stones, meaning he had that correct covering, man. Okay, He knew Adam was his father.
Mm-hmm.
He knew the right things to do. But what did he do? Well, let me get this real quick. Genesis, the 4th chapter. Because even though he knew, what did he do?
He violated.
He violated it, man. Genesis 4 and 1. It says, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I had gotten a man from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. And she again bare his brother, Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Which goes right back into Jacob and Esau, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, and Esau was what? A man of the field.
Yeah.
It says, and in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought up the fruit of the ground. It says, as an offering unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. You see, and he knew Adam was his father, man. He knew that what to bring and what not to bring.
Yeah.
But instead, he brought fucking fruit, vegetables, and whatever other madness he brought, man.
And not even the best.
No,
You know.
not even the best. It says, and Abel, listen, he also brought the firstlings, so the best, of his flock and the fat thereof. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai had respect unto Abel and to his offering. Because they both knew the right things to do.
What was required.
They had the correct covering, man. They had the correct understanding. It said those were precious stones, man. This truth, this wisdom, this understanding, it's precious. It's nothing to take lightly. It says, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? It says this, and this is the point. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and shall rule over him, and thou shalt rule over him. So basically, amen. What did Cain do? He offered a wicked sacrifice. The same thing that you see the Edomites doing unto this very day, man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Christianity is a wicked sacrifice.
Yeah.
And this is what they have brought to the whole world through their deception. You know, once they took over.
Con. So basically, well, go back, brother, and
Back in Ezekiel.
yeah, 28, and go back. Yes, go. You read 13. Go to 14. So Cain was perfect, man. He knew he had the correct covering. He had the correct understanding. Okay, he was taught by his father Adam, man. Keep going.
It says, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth."
Right. So he was set up to fuck up, man. That spirit that was in the serpent, okay, that witch, that warlock, the spirit that's in Cain, and the spirit is in Esau. What does it say in the scripture is what? Proverbs 16:4, I have created all things for myself, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And he covers, he's that anointed cherub that covereth. Job 9:24, man. Cover up the faces of the judges thereof. The earth was given over to the hands of the wicked. Okay, if not, where and who is he? I'm roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
So this man was created to be the wicked of the earth, man, to be the fuck up.
To do exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like the spiritual demon Satan was created, you know, to run the left-hand side.
Right.
You know? So as his protege, Cain and Esau, they were set, they are his earthly protege.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, keep going, brother.
Verse 14 says, Thou art the appointed cherub that covereth.
Yeah, the anointed, Salaki. No, yeah,
anointed, yeah, I read that wrong. Appointed. It says, Thou art the anointed.
And you can say appointed too.
No, I gotta read it right.
Yeah.
Gotta read it right. It says, cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so.
You see that?
And I have set thee so.
The Lord set him up to be that spirit, man. That wicked spirit.
Man. It says, Thou wast upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
Right, he was among the Adamites. Because Well, Christianity tells you that Adam and Eve were the first
one person.
Yeah. Basically, but no, there was other peoples there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and he was amongst the stones of fire. Those that had the correct understanding, because Adam, he wasn't just teaching himself. No, he was teaching the people. He was basically set up to be the first high priest, okay, of in the garden, man. Mm-hmm. Which basically the garden represents, Eden represents the whole earth, right?
Yeah.
But it said he was eastward.
Pangea.
He was eastward, right? So he was in that area, okay, which we would know today as what is the Levant. Come on, bro, keep going.
Yeah. It says, because they never explained where Cain found his wives at.
Yeah, there was other people, man. It's plain.
All the nations, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were there. It says, man, hey, thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created.
Right.
Till iniquity was found in thee.
You see, he was perfect. So he had the understanding. Yeah, he was taught the correct way. But it said that iniquity was found in thee. What do? Killed his brother. Offered up a wicked sacrifice.
Right. And then got jealous.
Yeah.
And then got mad.
Yeah.
And then committed murder.
Another way to prove that too is it says that Adam and Eve, they were naked, right? Hmm. And they're hidden among the trees because they were among the other nations.
Right.
The other nations were there, like the brother said, man. You see it. So the truth was there, bro. Well, matter of fact, let me.
Want to get it?
I can get it real quick, brother. Stay right there. Let me get this real quick. Because there's a lot, man. I mean, we've been going on a long time, but we might be able to. Maybe we can break it up into two parts, brother. Go into the war in heaven. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's just get this, and then an hour and 14 minutes already. But hey, it needs explaining though. Yeah. What is that? Is the second address the third chapter, or is it the fourth chapter? Let me see. Second address 3 and 4. It says, O Lord, who bearest rule, thou spakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people. Listen, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul. It's because amongst the Adamites, ultimately he chose that man, the same spirit, okay, was in King Solomon, Yahushua, Isaac, man, right? The first Adam. Mm-hmm. It says, which was the workmanship of thy hands, and listen, this is the point, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. You see, so he was given the correct the truth, man. The correct spirit was put upon that first Adam, man. You see, and as he was in the garden, he was basically again the high priest, man. He was teaching the people. Because it was a foreshadowing of Yahushua and even of the Leviticus priesthood, man. That's what it was. You see? So, and of course Cain knew the right offering to make. Mm-hmm. Of course Cain knew not to kill his brother Abel. But what did he do? Fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate,
hey,
you gotta put it that way.
It was a succession. You know what I mean? First, he committed a reproach, and then jealousy kicked in because that which he presented, wasn't accepted. Then anger, rage, and then hey, what did he acted on all of those emotions, and murder.
Yeah, murder.
And then what's the word I'm looking for? Pussied out.
Yeah.
After he committed murder, and it's just like Esau. Esau wants to do shit to you, but then if you do something back, he wants to scream bloody murder.
Yeah, he wants to be the he's the victim and the the bloodshedder.
Right. Yeah. And this is what the world has to deal with, man.
Con. Yep. So keep going, brother.
It says verse 17.
16, brother.
It says from the midst of the stones of fire. That was the end of that one, but I'll read it again.
Did you read that already?
Yes, sir. It says, verse 16, I'll read it again.
Yeah.
It says, By the multitude of thy merchandises, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned.
Same thing Esau, man. That's what he's done today, man. Everything through the midst of his merchandise, his commerce, and he's sinned against the Lord, man. He's been adverse, contrary to everything the Lord, has brought forth in the scriptures, and how to live correctly, how to do the right things.
Mm-hmm. For so long, he no longer has any concept.
No.
It says, and you're right, I just saw that stones of fire twice. It's in 14.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
It says, filled with the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of the Most High.
Right. It says there's no other more profane than who? Esau.
Yeah.
The Hebrews, right?
Who for one morsel of meat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roughly paraphrasing.
It says, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire.
Right. Yeah. He's gonna take you. He's gonna take you out, man.
Yeah.
You're amongst the Israelites. Okay. Those that have the correct spirits. Okay. Beginning with the elect. Okay. But yet, that point's gonna come. The time's gonna come when you're gonna be done away with, man. It's gonna be over for you.
Yeah, because what are we referred to as? Lively stones.
Right.
And what is the spirit? Fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah, spirits are fire.
Yeah, the spirits are fire. It says, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness.
Right, going into what? The brightness, the light bearers. Matter of fact, we just get it. Because it shouldn't be too much to go into. I mean, we've been going a while, but...
Get it, brother.
We'll get it. Isaiah 14 and 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Mm-hmm. Which is another scripture they like to use concerning the spiritual demon Satan. Mm-hmm. Which is, when you go into that word Lucifer, it means the bearers of light. Mm-hmm. Okay, that brightness. It says, son of the morning. Because really, Yahweh Shai, he's the true light. He's the true Lucifer, the true light bearer. Mm-hmm. You see? It says, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and who's weakened the nations? Who has brought the nations their philosophy, their wine? Mm-hmm. That's why the nations are mad, mm-hmm. and we're seeing that anger in the nations, rise up. But hey, who has hey, you've taken everything from everyone. You've violated everyone. You try to rule over you. Well, you don't try. You rule over everyone.
Right. Well, let me get it. It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend. You see, into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north."
Yeah, and what do? Where are you ruling from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Babylon, America.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have in the heavens? All throughout the heavens. You have your satellites.
Yep.
You have your space stations. Musk just has, what is this thing? Neuralink that you got floating around all over. All of these different things in the heavens that you can look down as if you were the eyes of the Most High. You know what I mean? Because that's your desire, to see and know everything.
I think is it Neuralink? I think it's something linked.
Something linked.
Yeah.
I probably spoke wrong as far as.
It's okay.
But it's Starlink.
There it is. Yeah.
I knew it was a link to something.
Yeah.
But essentially, all of these things, and you're putting more and more garbage in the heavens.
We said he's going to set his nest amongst the stars, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he's done. Starlink.
Yeah.
Space shuttles, his space stations.
Mm-hmm. All your low Earth orbit devices.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting anywhere outside of this this Earth realm.
No.
You can send your garbage out there, but you can't get outside of it.
No.
You're relegated to because you can't go nowhere, man. You got a judgment that's been prescribed for you, and that's really
can't get out
why they want to leave. You know what I mean? That's a different, but We know why you're trying so desperately to get out of here. You know, because you think this way you'll escape that judgment that you've got coming.
Right. Yep. Keep going, bro.
It says, verse 17.
No, the latter part. 17. Yeah, after brightness.
Yeah. It says, I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee.
Right, and it goes right along when you go to Isaiah 14, man. We'll get there. Matter of fact, I might as well just read it. It says, this is Isaiah 14, verse 14. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Meaning, hey, you're going to go into your grave, man. Your destruction awaits you, like the brother said. You can't get out of it. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Showing you that this is not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. Speaking about a particular man. Now we're kind of shifting gears from the spiritual demon Satan. You know, we told you who he is. Okay, he's just an employee of the Lord. Now we're saying the not yet part, right? The not yet is Esau, because this is the spiritual demon Satan's children here upon earth, man, that are basically moving in wickedness, just like it says in 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. Says he comes after the working of Satan.
Yeah, but all lying wonders.
Yeah, you want to get that? Just get that verse real quick.
Okay, I got another one too.
Okay, yeah, grab it. I'll get it.
I'll get it. I just wanted to. I was going to bring this one out if I may.
No, bring it out.
This is Isaiah 14 and 18.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were there already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll get.
I'm gonna keep
what did
reading.
you want then? Yeah, I'll get what you wanted.
Just get 2 Thessalonians. No, I'll keep reading and you can break it down. 2 Thessalonians, 2. No, was it? Yeah, 2. And we'll try to get right to the point. Let me see. Is it 2? Yeah, 2. So like it 2 and start at 7, brother. And read through 9.
All right. It says, 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Right. Speaking about the Roman Empire. Mm-hmm. They're already in the position, man. Yeah. And right now we're living in the revived Roman Empire. The little horn that was wounded to death, but lived to the Renaissance period, man. You see? That little horn, again, represented the Western Roman Empire that fell. But now we're living in that revived Roman Empire, man. The Greco-Roman mindset, which is we've been presented with that. We're living in it.
It says, only he who now letteth will let.
Right, the Lord allowed him to build up his wickedness, man.
Yeah. Until he be taken out of the way. Mm-hmm. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed.
Right.
Whom Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right, through the prophets, the men of the Lord, man. You see? You can speak on it, but you can speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's obvious. Like, the whole world, ChatGPT, everybody is now speaking about Esau Edom.
Yep.
He's been revealed.
Psalm 64, right? They should, their own tongues
shall fall upon themselves. You know?
And you have the 2 witnesses.
Yeah. The same as the Most High hid us in plain sight, Esau has been hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
He's been Caucasian. He's been European. He's been everything but who he is. And now he's been hiding behind his most elusive character, white. You know what I mean? But now, hey, he's been revealed through the mouth of the prophets from Abba Bivens on up until right now, man. You know, and everybody is calling him out now. Everybody is pointing the finger. You know, you don't need to call him anything else other than Esau anymore. You know, you go, ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, ugh, Esau. You know, he's identified and he hates that. The last thing he wants to be is Esau. Because all of them know that there's no salvation for Esau.
No.
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Outside the temple.
Yeah.
Profane.
He's outside. He's profane. He's the border of wickedness. You know, he's everything that nobody wants to be, including himself.
Right.
You know, And as Cain, you know what I mean? Hey, the Most High has preserved him for that judgment.
Yeah, because he hasn't been judged
He
yet.
has not received his judgment.
He said he was going to be a vagabond and, how's it say? A vagabond and,
Shucks.
real
Real
quick.
Yeah,
I know, I'm messing it up. But I'll get it real quick. I know we're jumping around a little bit,
Is
but
it a thief and a vagabond, or
a fugitive.
a fugitive? Yeah, it is.
It says, and Cain said unto, and this is Genesis 4:13, and Cain said unto the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Once again, you do the crime, but you don't want to do the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's swift to judge everybody else and put, you know what I mean, great time, 120 years, 6 life sentences, you know what I mean, death. He's quick to put everybody, but when it comes to, you know, your Epstein and all the rest of them, this whole Epstein class, nobody gets judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He runs from it.
Right. I'll just get this last verse. It said, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And thou shalt be a fugitive. See, he even knew it. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. But as you keep reading, the Lord put a hedge of protection above him. Because why? Because the Lord reserving him for himself to judge that spirit.
Yeah.
That anointed cherub that covereth.
Yeah.
As we were reading.
You know.
He was made to be that way. I said, I have appointed thee so. So he was created to be the wicked of the earth, man. From the very beginning. And the Lord gonna judge him, and that judgment's coming.
Yeah. What was that mark of Cain?
Yeah.
Stripped of his melanin.
Leprosy.
Yeah.
A clean leopard.
Yeah. Yeah. White.
Yeah. The white.
It's white. Like, but Cain, you're white.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Let's see where you would be. You ready?
2 Thessalonians, a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Says verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, it's being revealed by the prophets, the spirit of the Lord's mouth, the mouthpiece, and then ultimately when the Lord comes back with the host of heaven, man, the angels, it's gonna take this man out.
Dragging them ICBMs in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, and the chariots to do, you know, to bring that day of darkness and gloom, you know.
Got another earthquake in Indonesia.
Yeah.
You seen that?
7.6. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's really all that's been hitting lately. 7 points or better.
The diverse earthquakes in diverse places, man. Hey, we're here. We're here, man.
So yeah. That World War III is, you know, man, it's almost in full, you know.
Yeah, Russia now sending drones with bombs, warheads or whatever.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, but I didn't read the whole thing. Hey, we're there, man.
Yeah. Hey,
we're there.
The American military is looking to draw up plans to bring a tactical nuke to bear in Iran.
See, that's why, as those things are heating up, so is the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And that's why we talked about it a little earlier. When they shut this shit down, they're gonna say, okay, the only way we can bring it back, basically to be the way it was, and you got to get this device because we don't know who's who. They're gonna say, you know, hey, it's gonna be a scary time, man. Jacob's trouble. Hey, it's when it hits its height, man, it's gonna be no joke.
Nah, the Most High gonna bring it for you people, man.
Yeah,
He gonna bring it. You know. His judgment. It's his It's his mark. It's his judgment.
That's right.
You know. It says, even him.
Yeah, that's the point. Even him.
Yeah.
Not the spiritual demon Satan.
Yeah.
But a man.
Is
not this the man? Okay, that destroyed kingdoms. I'll read it again, but go ahead and get that, brother Slucky.
Even him.
And you got it.
Whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Ooh.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
You got it.
Hey, and that's why we know that, you know, we identify those 3 frogs, man. You know, because the Vatican, they bring lying wonders with their, you know, their fake religious events and claims. You know, hey, we know, you know, America, Washington, through its, you know,
military,
through its military might, it being the tip of the spear. Hey, what do they bring? You know, hey, they've brought fire down from heaven. You know, through Fat Man and Little Boy.
Right.
You know, killed thousands at one time, hundreds of thousands, 100,000 at one event.
Yeah, well, it tells you about in Revelation 6 and 4, the red horse.
Right.
Was given a sword to take peace from the earth.
Right. Bring death, man. You know, you got the financial, you know,
England
center.
Yeah.
Where, you know, hey, what do? They basically bankrupt the whole world, man.
Yeah.
You know? So, hey, we're seeing all of these lying wonders.
Yeah, and now through their AI,
Right.
they're basically everything that
yeah, because when you mention
Palantir, their surveillance.
Yeah, and when you mention that, what do we know? We know what's coming. You know, they're going to try to fake a return. You know, and with the whole world coming into the understanding of, you know, hey, and they're probably still their arrogance. They'll probably still try to present Cesare Borgia, but the whole world is recognizing that you know he wasn't this you know
hippie
Edomite Charleston Manson looking dude.
Yeah.
So you know, hey,
Project Bluebeam.
Right. No telling how that deception is going to be presented, but hey, you know, hey, we know if they say, you know, hey, he's in the desert.
Right.
Hey,
The scriptures tell us, Matthew 24. It says that if he's in the desert, you know,
believe it not.
Yeah, believe it not, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith in what the scriptures say.
It says, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And that's you Jakes in Babylon on this side who have rejected this word.
That believe in the spirit of the demon Satan.
Right. Yeah. Literally, that's what you believe in. Literally, you believe in what he's been you know, presented to you.
Believe in hell.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nothing, man. Even though, hey, and this truth is out. It's been out, you know. The men have been on the highways and the byways, you know, bringing this truth day in and day out for, you know, hey, since what, 60s?
Yeah, late 60s.
Late 60s?
Yeah.
So we know this thing is going to wrap up, you know, soon. And then once this famine of the word, because the famine of the word, man, I believe that it's gonna happen before all the rest of these things, because your opportunity for change will have passed you by. You're not meant to receive it at that point.
Well, and you gotta think too. Once everything goes out, the prophets are gonna be out there no more.
Right.
So that's gonna bring in that famine of hearing the word.
Right.
Now you might have to, you know, I cut 100 million. You know, them guys might be out there.
Yeah. But that's not the word.
Not the word, not the truth.
You know, you missed it.
With one slash, I destroyed 500 Edomites. Oh man, come on.
Yeah. Hey, they clickbait do be the best though. I gotta give it to y'all. Y'all clickbait be the best.
Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, they 500 Edomites down with one slash of the mighty sword.
And the thing is, they're telling you the incorrect word of the Lord, man.
Some truth.
They tell you what they say it's sin.
Yeah.
They don't tell you the microchip is the actual mark. It's off, man.
What do we know with them in a nutshell? Leaven. You know, you got a little leaven, and a lot of y'all got a lot of leaven. You know what I mean? When you get into the purple issue, y'all pushing a lot of leaven, man. Yeah, you got truth in there, but what does it mean if it's filled with leaven? You know?
Yeah.
We're not in a time where, you know what I mean, hey, people can't pick through lies to find the truth. They've been doing that forever with this Christianity and all of these other, you know what I mean, picking through lie after lie after lie.
Well, and it's supposed to be that way. The anointed cherub that covereth. Yeah. Okay, Revelation 20:7. After Satan was released out of that prison, meaning the so-called white man lost his rulership.
Yeah.
Okay, he was shut up into the Caucasus Mountains.
1,000
years, man, during the time of the so-called Dark Ages, the Byzantine era. Come, brother. And then Satan was released to what? To deceive the world.
For a short while.
Yep.
Damn,
little season.
Yeah.
Little season.
Yeah, because his deception has no,
Into what? Magog and, Magog.
Gog, Magog.
The Gog and Magog, man. To right now, we're in that time. That's Russia.
Yeah.
Russia's leading this thing, man. Hey, we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah. Because Putin is a bad... Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Because it tells you that even a wicked thought's going to come into his mind.
Yeah.
And that's we believe that's happening. Okay, he's coming against this place, man, because the Lord is against this place.
Yeah. And you can see it, his anger is being, kindled, man. Putin, his anger is being built up.
Yeah.
Because you see how he's moved with the Ukrainians, how he hasn't tried to, he's tried to bring about by coaxing more so than just pure on annihilation. But hey, that's beginning to change.
Right.
And he's beginning to look at these nations that are assisting them in killing his people, differently as well. You know? And that in conjunction with the Cittadini in charge here, who's mapping up plans to put a nuke over there. Come on, man. Hey, this thing is beautiful. And don't stop. You know what I mean? Get it done.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, do what you do.
Let's get out of here, man. Well, where were we at? Yeah, I think that, get one more verse, brother, there.
All right.
Because it goes back, it just goes back in on a circle, man. Goes, what do we bring out? That those who are blinded, the God of this world, which is a spiritual demon, Satan, using, his children, the Edomites, but it's all coming from the Lord, man. You see? Because what did we read in Romans 11:7? The election have attained it, but the rest were blinded. Because the Lord is going to tell you, he puts a delusion in the people's minds. And he's using, of course, the spiritual demon Satan, and then his children, man. Esau. If that makes sense, I mean, it makes sense to us.
Yeah. Hey, it's clear to those, that have the eyes to see.
Yeah.
This says
it was plain to the holy, but a stumbling block unto the wicked.
It says and I'll start halfway through 10. It says because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusions.
Again, who is it coming from? The Most High.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. He's doing it.
And they're so delusional that they'll tell us, hey, that's you that's under the strong delusion. You know what I mean? They're so deceived that they think that those that the Most High has given clarity, that has taken that eye salve and cleaned the eyes, got the wax out of the ears so that you can hear, and you can hear the message that's so plain. They can't refute the message, but they think you're the one that's, under the strong delusion.
No, and this is true love, man.
Yeah,
this is a true love right here, giving you the 100% truth.
Yeah.
But you just can't see it because you've been blinded.
Yeah. It says, and hey, as for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
That's it. And that's all part of it, man. The devil fell from the spiritual demon Satan, rebelled against the Lord, came down and took 1/3 of the angels, and then they had sex with the women, and then giants came. No, man. No. No. Was that it on that, brother?
No, I just wanted to get that 2 Thessalonians 2. I wanted to get it out the blue letter so I can look up that one word.
Okay.
Salaki, I had to switch it over here. It says where was that? It was 2 Thessalonians 2 and
about 10, 11.
Yep. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned. And that's the word I want to get. Damned.
Yeah.
Strong's G 2919. Krino.
Krino. To separate. Put asunder.
Wow.
To pick out. Select. Choose. It says,
Man.
to determine, resolve, decree. Here we go. To be judged, i.e., summoned to trial, that one's case may be examined and judgment passed upon it.
Damn.
To pronounce judgment, to subject, to censor. To those who act the part of, yeah. Hey, yeah, and that's essentially, hey, you get damned, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your judgment is coming due. You know? But had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Yeah. Yeah, because they enjoy it, man. They enjoy this world.
Yeah.
You see? That's why the Lord says the land of Merathaim, double rebellion. You see in the book of Jeremiah, you know, this place is the place of double rebellion, man.
Yeah.
This place has totally rebelled against the Lord, man.
Yeah, because as much harsh judgment as Jacob has received in this, they didn't correct themselves. You soon as you had opportunity, you went the way of the wicked, without hesitation. You took on that black persona, and you ran with it wholeheartedly, willingly, lustfully, and you won't turn back. You know, you refuse to turn back, and you reject everything that's presented to you.
Yeah. Con. Let me keep going here. We've been going. Like I said, we probably should have broke it up into 2 parts, but
Yeah, we can.
that's okay.
We'll do it again later.
You want to break it up into 2 parts?
Yeah. We'll get together another day this week.
Yeah. Well, let me finish this then.
Sure.
And then we'll go into the war in heaven. Revelation 12.
Okay.
Second Ezra is the 3rd chapter.
Okay.
And then I want to get a little bit, probably, what is that? I see at 31, where it says they are not spirit, but puny flesh. Speaking about the military, but we'll you know, Esau's angels. But we'll finish this, you know, still going into you know, how we're going into the spirit demon Satan, and then also into Esau, because you know, that's basically, you know, the work of the Lord, man. You know, he's using the spiritual demon Satan, okay, which is the god of this world, and then he's using Esau, man, the Edomites, the so-called white man, his children. But let me get this. It says, Isaiah 14:14. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? See, we can go into that too, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, there's so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native American make up the majority of the prison system.
Bulk.
And it's all what? It's all for financial, man.
Yeah.
For financial means.
Hey, and it didn't say so.
No, go ahead.
It didn't say, is this the spiritual demon Satan that made the, you know,
right?
What I mean? It said, is this the man? You know, and what man? What man has made the earth to tremble?
Right. And that's not saying that some Jake don't deserve to be there. They do.
Right.
But there's some that, hey man, they're just there. You know, for a fucking bag of weed, which now they have all these weed places. They got a bag of weed they're doing fucking 25 years.
Still, yeah. and they've had these, yeah, like you said, they've
Yeah.
had these dispensaries open for years now.
Making what money off of it?
Making money, you know,
And making money
right.
off of the men that are in incarcerated.
And even, yeah, Jake has exercised his wickedness, but who created black people? Who put the petri dish together to make niggas?
Yeah. Hey man.
You know what I mean? Who promotes niggerdom? Who makes it a so-called good thing to be a nigger.
Right, and that's the thing.
Glorifies it.
Niggas are ultimately following the ultimate nigga.
Right.
Which is
right.
Esau.
You know, hey, black culture is Esau culture.
Yeah, Khan.
The wild man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The Wild Wild West.
Right.
It says, Isaiah 14:18 says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his house. Going back to the brother just read, right? He was in Ezekiel 28, where it says, I will lay thee before the kings, and they may behold thee. You know, because all these nations are going to see the downfall of this man. You see, it says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So ultimately, they're going to go back to the lands. Once the 1,000 years of brutal captivity is up, they're gonna get to go back to the lands, but they're gonna have to worship Yahweh Shem Shai, man. You can't be worshiping Allah, Buddha, all kinds of madness. Okay, they're gonna have to follow the rules. It says, but this is Esau. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Yeah, and that's what we was reading earlier when I was talking. Hey, all of the other kings are going to go back to their lands, but what land will you have to go back to? Like man, who was it? I think it was you know, hey, I think it was Farrakhan. It was basically like you don't have anywhere to go back to. You know what I mean? You've destroyed all your lands. You've torn down everyone else's markers. You've taken over everyone else's land. You've taken this land, you know, by what you're what do you call it? Eminent or what do they call it?
Yeah, something domain.
No, not eminent domain. When they claim that that this land was given to them.
The doctrine of discovery.
No, that's not the. Well, never. No, that's not what I'm
okay.
trying to think. Because they always say it's a second half to it. The that whole if it comes to me, but essentially, you know, you never anticipated the other half of that saying, where you thought that this was just given unto you, but there's another half. Damn it, it's gonna bother me though. But essentially, you're gonna have nowhere to go back to. America is gonna be completely wiped off the map. There's nothing gonna remain here. You know what I mean? Your other lands, you're just gonna be going into captivity, and when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? You're not going to have anywhere to go back to. No. It's
going to tell you, Isaiah 14:20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial,
right?
Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right, yeah. And that burial is these other when these other nations serve out their judgment, they're gonna go back to their own land.
Yes,
you know what I mean? They're gonna be tributaries. But nevertheless, hey, they're going to receive, hey, what does it say? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Yeah. So they're going to, you know, they're going to live better.
Clean water.
You know what I mean? Right.
The proper food.
You know? Ain't nobody going to be stealing their resources, you know?
Yeah. They're going to be treated fairly.
They're going to be treated fairly. Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And let me read Ezekiel 28, the last two verses.
Okay.
18 and 19 in the NLT, and then we'll close out, and then we'll hit a second part going into the war in heaven.
Okay.
This is Ezekiel 28 and 18. It says, "You defiled your sanctuaries." I'm reading NLT, with your many sins, and with your dishonest trade.
Yeah.
It says this is Esau, man, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It says, "So I brought fire out from within you, and it consumed you. I reduced you to ashes on the ground, in the sight of all who were watching." Going into what? These other nations. It says, "All who knew you were appalled at your fate. You have come to a terrible end. Listen, and you will exist no more.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hey.
There's only one nation that says that they're going to be done away with. Who's that?
Esau, Edom.
Obadiah, the 18th verse, man.
Hey, was it, said,
yeah, let's get it. Yeah, so hey, we'll do a second part going into the war in heaven. You know, basically, there's a lot to it, man. You know, but the correct doctrine has to come out, man. You see, you can't believe those lies because we're at the end. See, and when you believe these lies, and that means your mind is not right. Okay, and you got to have your mind right in these last days, because the scripture says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. It says the fear of the strength. What was it say? Man, I'm misquoting it. I was trying to quote it, but I messed it up. I'll get it real quick while the brother's getting that, and then we'll probably just close out with that, and then we'll, Lord willing, do a second part. Isaiah chapter 33. I may have lost my voice, man. 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. See, the fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yoshai is his treasure. So we're going to need that wisdom in these last days, man. That's going to be our strength of salvation. Understanding and knowing the truth. Go ahead, brother, you got it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of Obadiah. I was thinking of Isaiah 14 and 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
Okay.
They break forth into singing. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yeah.
Art thou become like unto us?
Right. You got it.
Hey, so, you know, essentially, hey, all of the kings of the earth are going to witness your destruction, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all of the earth is going to rejoice. The earth is going to break out into singing when you go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for a man that's losing, that has to be the worst. The whole earth is rejoicing as you crumble, as you fall from glory.
Damn. Isaiah 14 is a heavy chapter, bro. Tells you how he chose Jacob.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Jacob is basically had brought them into their own land, and then how the other nations are going to be slaves. Mm-hmm. Those who oppressed you. Okay, shall be oppressed. I'm just roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Then it goes into Esau's destruction.
Yeah.
And it says how basically how this is all the plan of the Lord, man. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Yeah.
For the sins of their father.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm again roughly paraphrasing.
Hey.
You know, so this is a heavy time we're in, man.
Yeah.
You know, understanding is 100% truth. It's gonna be your wisdom in these last times, man.
Yeah, that understanding that there's prophecies in the Old Testament that have yet to be fulfilled, but are coming into their fulfillment as we speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I heard Elder Malcolm say, you know, hey, the words of this book they're doing backflips off the page. You know, they're leaping into existence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, can't be denied.
No, and like I said, when we go into the second part, Lord willing, we'll get more into that war in heaven. But basically, we went from telling you who the spiritual demon Satan is, okay, that he's under full control of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, and who the true, not yet, you know what I'm saying, that's going to get kicked out of heaven, meaning taken out of rulership. Okay, and we read it, Lucifer, the light bearer, being cast out of heaven, out of his lofty position, okay, out of his rulership. You see, and we're going to go more into it, Lord willing, again, in the second part. But we should just close out from right now. We'll close it out, brother, and Lord willing, we'll come with the second part. Yeah.
Hey, so I mean, I enjoyed this lesson. We hope that edification was gleaned from it.
Yeah.
And that you repent and prepare yourself.
It was a long one, but
it was right. It was perfectly timed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perfectly timed. So with that, hey, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the men of Great Millstone. Peace and the salutations to the house of David.
That's right.
To the 144,000. To the men on the highways and the byways, risking their lives and freedoms to bring forth the 100% truth. Hey, to you, we say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Hey, shalom.